All right, for this example, we're going to look at finding the vertex form for this graph for g of x. So we're going to start with g of x equals, and we're going to write it in vertex form, so a times x minus h, quantity squared, plus k. So let's go to our graph and let's find out what our values are. So here's our new graph. This is g of x, this is f of x. It's an obvious transformation of x squared. So we're going to start with our vertex, which is right here at -7 and 2. So that gives us our h and our k. And then we're going to use this point right here, -8 and 0, to find our a value once we plug in for h and k. So let's set that up. So we're going to plug in -7, and then we're going to plug in 2. Okay, so then we have a times x minus that squared plus k. Cleaning it up, we see that this negative becomes a +7, so we get x plus 7, quantity squared plus 2, and the a is still there, and so that is what g of x is equal to. So now we know we have our basic. Now we're going to figure out what a is, and this is where the point -8, 0 comes into play. Okay, this is x, and this is g of x. So at x, at -8, our function g of x is 0. So we're going to plug in 0 for this and -8 for that. So then we have x plus 7 squared plus 2. We're going to solve now. I'm sorry, I completely plugged in the wrong part. Let me redo that. Okay, I actually need to plug it into the right spot. So we have 0. We don't know what a is. Okay, and then x, did it again. I need to put something in for x. And that something I'm going to put in is -8 plus 7 squared plus 2. So we have -8 plus 7. Okay, -8 plus 7 is -1. We're going to square it. Plus 2 and then the a. Now let's move on. Let's see, -1 squared is 1a plus 2. So we have 0 equals that. Now we're going to minus 2 to both sides to solve for a. So we get -2 equals 1a. So that means that a is -2. So we plug in -2 now. So we're going to have g of x equals -2 times x plus 7 squared plus 2. And there's our transformation equation for our f of x.